Hello pen lovers. Today we'll have a look at what happens when you're unlucky enough to drop a really special Montblanc 146. And this one is special for a very specific reason. This is a West Germany marked reference, fitted with a solid yellow-gold nib. That detail alone already places this pen in a very narrow window of Montblanc history. The 146, also known as the LeGrand, is one of my favourite pens. It was introduced in the early 1950s as part of the Meisterstück line and has been in continuous production in different forms ever since. But during the late 1970s and through the 1980s, Montblanc made a version that today collectors consider especially desirable. At that time, Germany was still divided into West and East Germany. Montblanc was based in Hamburg, and pens from this period were marked accordingly. So when you see W. Germany engraved on the clip ring, you know this pen was made during the Cold War era, before reunification in 1990. It's a pen that comes from a country that technically no longer exists. This particular generation usually dates from the early to mid-1980s. These pens were equipped with monotone solid gold nibs, often 14 karat or 18 karat depending on the market, and many of them still used ebonite feeds, which are highly regarded for their ink flow and writing feel. Montblanc has never published exact production numbers, so we don't know precisely how many of these were made, but what we do know is that this exact combination was only produced for a relatively short period of time, roughly within a single decade. And over 50 years later, many of them have been used, repaired or lost. Which brings us to what made this example truly rare. This pen was found in new old stock condition. That means it was never inked, never used, and essentially sat untouched for decades. For a pen that was meant to be a daily writing instrument, surviving in unused condition after 50 years is extremely uncommon. Finding one that looks exactly as it left the factory is something collectors almost never see, and it's what I enjoy so much about this hobby. So this pen to me is not a luxury object. It's a small piece of history, a snapshot of Montblanc craftsmanship during the Cold War, when Germany was still divided and fountain pens were professional tools rather than collectibles. And that's what makes what happened next so painful. Because when you drop a pen like this, you're not just dropping a fountain pen, you're dropping a piece of history. But before we dive into that, I want to revisit the pen holder I featured in my last video. It's something special that I've been working on. It's made from beautiful Spanish imported marble. It's heavy, elegant, it's designed specifically for fountain pens, and even includes a small cutout for your favourite ink. And because it's made of natural marble, each piece is unique with its own veins and patterns. So in a way, every single one of these holders are one of a kind. Having a dedicated, beautiful place to rest your pen is a small detail, but it really elevates the experience and makes you appreciate your pen even more. Since I had to order a large marble piece for this project, I was able to make a limited production of 50 pieces, and they're available for purchase now. You'll find the link in the description below. The first 15 customers who use code YouTube at checkout will get 60% off and free shipping. That's essentially me offering it at my own cost. So if you want one, this is the time. And now, back to the video. So once again, let's return to the unfortunate memory of dropping my pen. As these things usually happen, it's never a cool story when you accidentally break something. It's always something a little silly. In my case, I had my pen clipped into my shirt pocket, and while I was taking out our kid's car seat, it somehow came loose and fell straight onto the street. One of those moments that could have been completely avoided with just a bit more attention. But I guess that's just life. These things happen. And I guess it serves as a reminder that the enjoyment of collectibles comes down to two philosophies: using them or keeping them locked away. You can probably divide collectors into those same two groups: those who collect purely for the sake of collecting, and those who collect in order to use and enjoy items as they were meant to be used. If you fall somewhere in between, like I do, events like this leave a particularly bitter taste. Because of this experience, I've changed the way I collect and enjoy things. I'll keep some pieces pristine, taking them out now and then to see and admire them, and enjoy the condition of these well-preserved historical objects. Others I'll use regularly and enjoy as intended, the best of both worlds, I suppose. So what was the first thing I did after dropping this pen? Well, I naturally immediately started searching for a replacement. As you can imagine, these pens don't exactly flood the market, but after a good year of searching, I was finally lucky enough to find one. This one I'll keep on display and enjoy in its unused condition. As for the original, the one I dropped, I plan to send it to Montblanc for a full service and see what they can do with it. I understand that historically speaking, this isn't always recommended for certain pieces, but since I intend to use this pen in the future, it doesn't really bother me. Plus, I was lucky enough to find a replacement for it. So, if you're interested in seeing how the service experience goes and what it costs, feel free to follow the channel for a future update. And since I've already ordered a service kit, I hope to share a new video in the coming weeks, covering both the service experience and the final result. And that's it for my little video about dropping my favourite pen. In case you ever dropped and broken a pen, let me know in the comments. And as always, if you like this type of content, please do consider subscribing and helping out a small channel. Cheers, guys.